So Microsoft is making big bets on Xbox Game Pass and Game Pass in general. I think that's more than obvious since when they advertise stuff, their main advertising point is that hey, you can play it on Game Pass. So again, that's kind of hit or miss whether or not that's going to be the future, whatever. I'm sure they're banking on that being somewhat of a future for themselves, because when you look at subscription things, just think about this a few years ago, okay? When they started betting big on Game Pass was when a lot of people were in like a lockdown situation and people didn't have things to do. Let's just be real about it. So subscription services seemed like a good bet. Everybody went in and tried to, say, hey, we got a subscription service. The problem is like that if you think about it, that it's sort of the bubble is bursting a little bit, and the main one is where people will still continue to spend money, which tends to be like Netflix and things like that. That's not to say that nobody subscribes to other ones. Like I subscribe to multiple gaming, or not gaming subscriptions, but like entertainment subscriptions, and I'm with Game Pass and PlayStation Plus. But it's like and actually Nintendo Family Plan Online or whatever. So there's multiple ones, but there comes a point where you start to get a little bit tired of it. So we'll see how it all works out. But Microsoft obviously went in pretty big by putting Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 into Game Pass, and whether or not people are going to respond to that, I think is going to be the big question. Now for me personally, I have always looked at this and I've said I don't think that this game in Game Pass is going to be the one that changes things, but the cool thing is that we might see some kind of change with the Call of Duty game from this October, the new Black Ops game or whatever. So like I think that's going to be the one that we see if anything kind of changes the path or changes the plans. That might be the one that actually does it. So again, it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. But we also have some other news because people are wondering when we're going to start to get some of this stuff. But take this with a grain of salt for right now, although it looks like it is coming very soon, which I think this is really cool. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy Game Pass date 100% confirmed by leaker. So again, this is the same leaker that leaked Modern Warfare 3 coming to Game Pass. Formidable Game Pass leaker has another confirmed arrival date for us up this week in the form of Activision's Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, previously rumored for an August Game Pass drop. The insider now claims that the remastered trilogy will come to the service on Thursday, August 8th. Just like the recent Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 leak, the source is saying that the date is now 100% confirmed, and given that Modern Warfare 3 date turned out to be accurate, it's pretty safe to assume that this Crash bundle will be on Xbox Game Pass in a little over a couple of weeks. So yeah, very interesting to see. So it's been a little bit of a slow process, which I think has been frustrating for some people, but Activision games are finally starting to come to Game Pass at a steady pace now. We had to wait a good 6-7 months for the acquisition for the first edition, which was Diablo 4, and now we have Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 6 confirmed to be coming, and we shouldn't have much longer to wait for official confirmation on the Insane Trilogy as well. So earlier in the month, it was also claimed by the same person that Spyro Reignited Trilogy and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 will arrive soon after Crash, but a specific month for them hasn't been detailed yet, but hopefully we get those by the end of the year as well. So really some good stuff. I really think that they're probably doing these games, probably they want to kind of trickle them in there a little bit, which if you think about it really kind of makes sense because at the end of the day you don't want to kind of just throw everything in there. It's like, I don't know, it's like people have different kind of thoughts on this. Like, do you like the Netflix way that they do a show where they basically have pretty much the whole thing that you can binge at one time? Although they've changed that a little bit, like with Cobra Kai, it was weird. It's like they put the first 4 or 5 episodes up, and then you have to wait till November for the next set, and then I think wait till next year for the final set. So sometimes they do that. Other places sometimes do a situation where they have a game or they have a show and you can binge them all at the same time, or you can or it's like every week, like regular TV show. It's like really hard to say which one is better, but for long-term engagement, I think probably having one every week or whatever is probably best for engagement. Just like with these games, I think it's probably better to keep stringing people along and keep them subscribing. Oh, okay, well, if I wait till next month, I might get this game too or whatever. And I think that's probably the thought process behind this, and we continually see Microsoft do that. So again, like, I think that the big change that we see is going to happen with Black Ops or whatever? Is that going to be something that that happens in the future or what? I think that's the big thing that people are going to kind of want to see, before too long. So I'm sure Microsoft will brag about this and say, hey, it's one of those things where we hope that that we've got so many subscriptions or whatever. I think like if they don't get these subscriptions now, like when will they get them? That I think that would be the biggest questions. I think that's one of those things that honestly we have to kind of wait and see. Is that going to be something that Microsoft is going to be able to kind of pull off? I think that's the huge question going forward. Is Game Pass going to be something that realistically can deliver what people can can happen or whatever? So I hope that that's the thing that kind of we see in the future or whatever. But it wouldn't surprise me if Microsoft went out and did something crazy and continue to add to the actual idea that, hey, it's a good thing to have Xbox, it's a good thing to have Xbox Game Pass. Like to me anyway, that's what they have to continue to push. Like I hope that they're able to kind of make it so that Xbox has a lot of value in and of itself, even if you don't have Game Pass. Like for me personally, I'm not 100% sold on re-upping Game Pass when mine runs out, mainly for the reason that their first party hasn't really delivered the way that they promised or the way that they hope. They're like, okay, well, we're going to be able to deliver one big game every quarter or whatever. And here we are in July, and we had like kind of, I guess, like a double A. You might, if you want to call Hellblade to a triple A, that's fine to me, given the lack of marketing and the length of the game and the cost of the game. I think that's more of a double A game, and again, that's a very niche type game. So, again, we've been, 7 months into this year. We haven't, since we've got our last AAA, in my opinion, was October of last year. And we don't have anything with a solid release date yet for the rest of the year. So, hopefully that can change before too long. But, again, Microsoft does seem to be trying to offer value for Game Pass. Whether or not that's what you look at as value, I think depends. Like if you're someone who just plays Call of Duty and like Madden and stuff, I don't know if that makes sense to go in on Game Pass, because it's almost $250 a year now, so that can be a little bit pricey for people. You know what I mean? If you think about it, it's like just to get an Xbox, let's just say, okay, you get an Xbox, $500, $550 plus tax or whatever, okay, and then 4 years of Game Pass is another $1,000. You know what I'm saying? So, within your first 4 years of owning an Xbox, without owning any game, you won't own any games, but you're spending $1,500-$1,600. And to me, that can be kind of crazy with nothing to show for it. It always, it's like renting a place, right? You don't have anything to show for it. After it's like leasing a car, you have zero to show for it at the end of the thing. So, that never made a whole lot of sense to me, but hopefully we can see Microsoft continue to offer different things along the way. Like I said, they have some good ideas. I like the fact that Call of Duty is going to be an option in there. I feel like this is kind of a Hail Mary from Microsoft more than anything else, but we'll see how it goes. Like anything can happen. I feel like it's just one of those things where it's up to them to kind of understand and listen a little bit better to what the fans want. So, we'll see. Like I said, I have faith that things can happen. Things are definitely changing. So, when people ask me, well, how do you feel about, the stuff in regards to, the exclusives going to PlayStation, PlayStation decided to put their Horizon Lego game on the Switch. So things are definitely a weird time right now. Is that going to continue to be the case? Listen, I don't really know, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. For me, it's always been kind of a wait and see, but it didn't make any sense to do anything drastic like, oh, throw my Xbox out right now, because guess what? Xbox is, it's going to continue on. It's a good console. It's just the problem is that Microsoft never has delivered the content that they promised, and it continues to still be an issue. They have some great looking stuff, to me personally anyway, right? But can they actually deliver this stuff in a timely manner? I think that is the big question going forward. So, you know, we'll see how that all kind of works out. I'm sure you guys have your own thoughts and opinions. I'll link this in the description and you can let me know. But I appreciate you guys watching. I'm Crap Gamer. This has been Crap Gamer Reviews. If you guys want to leave a like, I wouldn't be mad about it. And if you guys want to subscribe, even better. Hope you guys all have a great day. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.